Yo, it's that time again. What's going on, everybody? This your boy Play B. Welcome to season 3. I got Nick with me over here. We got Rev. What's going on, gentlemen? How's everybody doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, and we do have a phone number, apparently.
Yeah, that's 209-214-9472. Call us, share your experiences, talk shit, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, hey, that would be fun, actually. If anybody would do that, we're open to that. We would play that. We would play that.
They start talking to us shit. We're all like, no. Why is this a full job?
Yeah, so anyways, I'm your boy, Sir Rev, the servant, here with my co-host, Play B, on the ride with me. And we got another special guest this week, Nick.
Hey, what's going on?
First time meeting you, so it's been a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
There's mystery. There's a lot more mystery around this time. So anyway, so the one thing that we're gonna let our guest introduce himself, but there was something really specific that he has accomplished that we have yet to accomplish on our show. It's a monetized YouTube channel, but
we need viewers.
You got to have a certain number of views, certain number of subscribers, and we have not hit any of those thresholds. But one of the things that I was going to say something I really forgot I was going to say. But anyways, welcome.
Thank you.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started a YouTube channel 8 years ago, and it's had like 5 different names. But finally, I'd say like 6 years ago, I finally settled on a name, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm really gonna get into the content creating. My daughter was like 2 at the time. And I was just like, fuck, dude, like I'm tired of the grind. I want to do something that like I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And so at that time, with YouTube, you only had to have 100 subscribers. You didn't have to have watched hours or nothing like that. This was before the apocalypse. This was like, you could just get that 100 subscriber mark and you were making money.
We were late to the game. And that would be an interesting thing to talk about too, was the whole adpocalypse and how that began.
There's actually like a coalition against that whole thing.
Yeah, there is, but specifically I think that started with the whole Steven Crowder thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Steven Crowder.
That was part of it, but a lot of it was PewDiePie's content.
What's wrong with PewDiePie?
Who's PewDiePie?
Wait, you don't know who PewDiePie is?
No, I do. He's like he was.
Is that like a porn channel?
No, him and some broadcasting, like Indian broadcasting channel, had a race like 2 or 3 years ago for the most subscribed channel.
Really?
Yeah. He ended up hitting like 100 million.
Okay, I need to find out what's his subscriber count now. But yeah, he's been like the number
PewDiePie?
one.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised
PewDiePie?
you've never heard of him. He's like one of the biggest names on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, you never heard of PewDiePie? You're not. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
He was kind of one that like carved a path for
PewDiePie.
Today's gaming content. He was a little wild with his gaming content. It was too much for me in the beginning, but like, yeah. See, what is that? 111?
111 million subscribers.
Millions, not 111,000.
No, 111 million with an M.
But
I wish I had that in my bank account.
Fuck, you and me both. But it's been interesting to watch him grow over the last 6 or 7 years. He went from like real childish, gaming content, just screaming, yelling.
Yeah. His meme reviews has been a
that's where like I kind of picked up on PewDiePie was when he started doing meme reviews.
PewDiePie.
I was like, all right,
I can't get past that.
So let's do this. I'm gonna pull up. Actually, I'm gonna see.
It's good clickbait for the episode.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to find his meme review because that is. Let me see. I'm just gonna put meme review because that's one of the things that actually, in my mind, because I don't watch playthroughs. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not one of those guys. I do on some occasions, but I don't make it a habit because I don't play video games like I used to. If I watch a playthrough, it's going to be... Oh, sorry.
Bring your mic up.
Sorry. But see, that's why I have you. You complete me.
Yeah.
No, but the one thing that I
You're my PewDiePie. I can't wait to go home and go to my wife like, hey, PewDiePie.
She's going to be, aw.
No, she's going to kick my ass. Who's that bitch? Don't show me PewDiePie. I'll fuck that bitch. I'm like, damn. Sorry, babe.
Oh, yeah. So I don't watch like game playthroughs and stuff like that, but I came across. I enjoy more his meme reviews, but it's interesting. So I'm trying to find ones that we could watch. That.
Well, I got your volume ready to go.
Okay,
man.
so let me see. I'm just gonna try to find one. Let's. I haven't watched them in a while. I don't make it a habit to watch PewDiePie. Let me see.
I can't get over that name.
Let me just
PewDiePie.
I'm surprised this is the first time you're hearing of it. Like,
PewDiePie.
but to kind of jump back a little bit.
Hey, hello. I've reviewed every single Reddit there is on the planet except
Oh, he's
one.
Swedish, by the
It
way.
was
So
right
that's
ahead of me all along.
Hello, Gavna.
Everybody
The
gets his name
subreddit.
wrong.
I just never touched
Felix,
this,
isn't
and
it?
I assume
Felix
it's
Schilberg.
awful.
Schilberg.
But prove me
Schilberg.
wrong.
Schilberg.
Okay, prove me wrong. Let's get into this.
Schilberg.
Me calls my cat by name. My cat doesn't give a frick. Me, pss, pss, pss. My cat.
What the hell was that noise?
Because he's muted.
Damn it! That's actually.
So yeah, so
Family
this.
He meant
My
to,
friend
he
said,
meant to
"Oh
do
my
this.
God, my cat looks like Baby Yoda," and I look over, and sure, and
And this guy, that's all he does. And
of course it's cat jokes.
So
I don't know what else
that's
we-
what he does now. Like his content, he is one of the most innovative people on YouTube. He's always found a way to be
Yes.
able to stay relevant.
He's a character.
yeah,
He's a personality.
I'll show my tits on the show right now. For one, you click.
right?
Like real talk.
But he was one. He was like a big. He didn't really care for the clickbait. When YouTube really kind of jumped over to the clickbait, he really tried to fight it. He didn't really want to do it, and then he finally, everybody just kind of gave in to clickbait because that's what
Everybody
works.
does clickbait to a point now. I as trying to be as ethical as possible. I don't.
Well, the thumbnails get me. I don't even read the captions. Like the thumbnails, like I click on it just because of that.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's the point. So it's like clickbait could either be the title or the thumbnail, and that's the sad thing. So yes, this.
You laugh, you lose. That's
Oh,
another
let's see
one
which
of his.
one. No, where's it at? Oh, this one.
Scroll down.
Oh, well, sorry.
Oh, well, that one works too.
Okay,
Play that, my little PewDiePie.
Okay, we're playing it.
Let's go, gamers. You know the game. Just don't laugh. It's that simple. Come on. How many episodes have I done of this? Jesus Christ. It's the show that never dies. Oh, just 65. That's not too bad. Listen, everyone complaining I keep wearing my glasses.
So this is like the triple OG
I'm blind.
of the
I read a
thing?
comment saying
Pretty
he's
much.
addicted to his glasses. I need. What does that mean? All right, here we go.
Okay.
I've been on that website.
That's too sexy. Come on, don't waste my time. I want to laugh, not lose. I mean, the opposite of that.
So we could literally
Almost
just
had me.
let's do that instead of podcasting.
right?
Well, this is part of a podcast. That's basically what he does.
But
this is his podcast. Oh, they're playing the. Almost had me.
All right, so check this out, TAP listeners. If you listen to PewDiePie or you watch PewDiePie, click on PewDiePie. You know what I mean? We over here doing this Playbe Productions.
So-
we over here we pouring our heart out for you guys. We got wonderful guests. We got content that no one else is really speaking on. And this motherfucker got 100. How many? What the fuck is this guy doing over
So
here?
he has 100 million subscribers. This video
pisses me off.
video right
That
here.
pisses me off. I'm so mad. I just gave myself a yeast infection. This is
That's some bullshit. So this video is from November 9th, 2019, and he has 7,365,317 views.
spell that.
but see, so he's kind of paved a way for a lot of
He ain't paid away from me because
well, shit,
you know what I mean?
Not yet.
But he's paved a way for a lot of creators that are on the platform now that have over 1 million subscribers. And
that's cool, though.
Back when he got 10,000 subs, that was unheard of in YouTube.
Yeah.
When he hit 100,000,
That was
nobody
that broke
thought
the
it would
glass
get,
ceiling
Yeah,
as it
nobody
were.
thought it would
And
get
it was
any bigger.
organic, and that's part of the problem. Nowadays, it's not organic, and that's the problem when YouTube became a corporate entity.
Right,
Is
right.
that now the reason why YouTube channels are now, and I talked about this too with our future guest that we're going to have on. We're going to do a special show with who's going to be starting a podcast we're actually going to be helping with, but he understands the fact that in order to generate views and clicks and listeners, you have to spend a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
And in today's economy, because YouTube is now flooded, so all you're gonna with the algorithm as well as with corporations. My big question is why are you CNN and Fox and all these people always trending and have their videos up first? Because
Ad campaigns, money.
yes,
money.
money,
campaign.
money. It's not because
So we
they're
did
popular.
it backwards. We spent all our money in production value when we could have just done this with the handy cam. Remember the Sony handy cams?
Our cell
Yeah,
phones.
there you go.
Yeah. And just spend money on ad
Yeah, but
ads.
What's more of a trip from PewDiePie is Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Oh my God, my son.
These sound like porn.
My
These
son.
sound like.
I can't stand Mr.
So,
Beast.
I'm the same. I don't care for his content.
Oh,
but
Mr.
that
Beast,
dude,
I don't like you.
That dude is so humble. Like, I mean, yeah, his videos, he claims, we're giving this amount of money away. We spent this amount of money on an island. He has like outrageous titles and stuff. But he was on the Joe Rogan podcast like a month or so ago.
I've seen that, yeah.
And I listened to like half of it before, I just kind of gave up on it. I do that with all of Joe's podcasts.
You crazy, Joe Rogan. I honestly, I like Joe Rogan.
I love
but
when
I've never listened to any of his shows though. Honestly,
you're missing out.
bro, you're missing out.
But see,
You're
that's the
missing
thing.
out. Jordan Peterson.
No, but my thing. Okay, hear me out. My thing is, if I start, I don't want to be influenced subliminally. Okay, like when we'd be in the studio, I'd make it a point to not to listen to any rap.
Yeah.
I don't listen to any rap or anything like that,
That
while
makes sense.
I'm in my creative process, because I don't want to be in and then be like, oh man, you trying to sound like old dude over here. So I do that. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts because I don't want to be influenced subconsciously. You know what I mean?
It's funny you talk about that, because he talks about that with comedians. Comedians do it all. They all kind of start mimicking each other.
Right.
And then they go,
okay.
fuck, I'm doing that.
And then you put yourself in a hole.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Did he confront him when he was on stage?
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite guests is Alex Jones. That fool is batshit insane. Oh my fuck, dude! I love when he's on there. Dude.
He's still alive. Because haven't the government trying to kill him for like how long they've been trying to take that
30
for?
years, man.
Right?
They're putting fluoride in the water. So get the frogs.
So the frogs are gay.
We all give him shit.
Oh, I love Alex Jones.
Alex Jones is badass. Dude.
There's stuff that he was talking about in the early 2000s that has came out that he was right.
He was right.
And people are like, damn, we've
No, I remember.
He's crazy.
He's a prophet.
You know who turned me on to Alex Jones?
Oh, who turns you on?
Oh, fuck. Shit. Damn. Spanky Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the people that we know, freaking what's up to what was his show? What's his show called again? The Verbal Assault. Damn, how'd I forget? Anyway, Spanky Jones, it's all good. One love, bro. It's all love. But Spanky Jones is the one that turned me on to Alex Jones.
Oh, really?
Spanky Jones turned me on to Alex Jones.
So anyways, Alex Jones, loved Alex Jones, but you're missing out. You were going to say something that you're missing out about not listening to Joe Rogan.
Because he kind of brings up that, mimicking people.
Right.
And that's kind of how you got to start. Once you kind of develop that, you go, oh shit, this is what the audience wants,
and then you make it your own.
Then you start noticing, you're like, oh fuck, well I don't want to copy him, and then the gears start going. You're like, okay, well the audience wants this. How can I make it my thing?
What I get stuck on? I'm Alex the Rebel. I love you, bro. Alex the Rebel. I want to make a shirt with your permission, bro. I don't conform to the norm. You know what I'm saying? So for me in my head, I figure, why mimic people when I could be the trendsetter?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for I call it arrogance, even though I'm not in any way thinking I'm badass or I'm arrogant. But someone misconstrue it that way is, oh, you're just being arrogant. But at the same time, it's like, sheep follow the herd and everything. And I just want to do my own thing. You know what I mean? If people appreciate it and if they like it, and that's always been our motto to a certain degree is, we just do us, and if you want to tag along, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well, one of the problems is I think in doing a podcast in its nature, we are doing what other people are doing because it's so prevalent. You can't turn around and hear some kind of ad or somebody sharing a podcast. Like I follow like all these paranormal stuff. And everybody has a paranormal podcast, which is fine. I'm not saying anything against it, but everybody's doing it. So we are doing what the majority of people are doing, and it feels like we're doing what we're doing in vain because it's like a drop in the bucket. Mm-hmm. Because not just paranormal, but you got all these comedians. Every comedian almost has a podcast. Well, Bill Burr has a podcast. Adam Carolla has a podcast. Bill Burr's tight, though. I like Bill Burr. You got all these other people that have a podcast, whether it's political content, whether it's non-political, whether it's there's a podcast for anything and everything, which is good. But standing out, then you either, and this is something I talked about, you either got to be well financed to stand out or be extremely provocative.
Well, the thing I think that gives us a leg up though and this is why I find it so hard for us not to have broken out of the thing.
Broken our grass.
Yeah.
Grass ceiling.
You know, but you know, not for nothing, but I think the guests that we've had on our shows, you know,
we've
Chris
had
McKennell, we had
I was
Kenny
gonna say,
Torres,
like,
you know,
Ed and Lorraine's
you know,
grandson. That was.
I mean,
that was. I mean, you know, some people might go, "Oh, it's just their grandson," but that's kind of
That's a
big
big
guest.
deal. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Did you hear that show? That's one of my favorites. Kenny, the one we did.
Kenny
with-
Torres,
Oh,
yeah.
that's one of my hand down
Favorite
shows right there. Only because like he was talking about stuff like damn, really, you know. Now when we did with Chris McKennell, but that's to me that was like okay, that I expect that from him considering his pedigree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But from Kenny Torres, it's like okay, damn, your grandma's that powerful that she can bring a whole river into your living room. Like what the fuck? Like I'd be shit. I'm like, is there fish in there? Hey, we haven't ate in 3 days, bitch. Why don't you conjure up some fish in this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? That's the shit. You know what I'm saying, Flox? We from the hood. That's the shit we think about. We're like, hey, bitch, you can't conjure some tortillas, motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
But I say all that to say this that
I love you, Kenny.
I love you, Katie, for sure. You my people. But the people that we, you know, and I feel honored. You know, we have Heather Lee, like we have an author, you know, like a published author.
Yeah,
and she's working on a new book. She just signed that new contract.
Yeah, I seen that today.
You know, hopefully she puts us in there. Give us a shout out. But, you know, I think our content, for what it is at face value, like, I think what makes our show different from all the other shows is that we just present the information and you make up your own conclusion from there. You know, we're not trying to make up your mind for you.
One of the benefits to what we do is it just provides us an ability just to talk to different people. We've talked to people that we would never have been able to talk to before. Not because of inability, but just because it would have never have crossed our mind or our path or time to do so. So there's a lot of positive aspects, and we would hope people would then join. And the one thing with us is like we would talk to anybody.
Yeah, we're sluts.
Yeah,
we're not picky. We'll talk to anybody and everything.
So, anyways, but yeah, what do you think?
Well, no. So with that, I mean, you know, everybody, when you have this idea, you have an image that you want to broadcast, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's one thing, but the biggest thing is how do you get the content out there consistently and reliably?
Yeah.
So that's where, like, a lot of people, I've been guilty of it too with my YouTube channel. Like, I've been on and off.
Well, we've fallen off like that a couple times too.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, man, you know, I want to do this, and then they try it for you know, a year, a couple months, and they're like, fuck it, you know, like I'm kind of burning myself out. I'm not seeing any gains,
any traction.
So,
yeah.
But like, if you listen to the history of the Joe Rogan podcast before he was Joe Rogan.
You crazy, Joe Rogan.
He was just sitting around with his friend bullshitting.
Yeah.
The podcast was nothing. It was just two dudes fucking high.
When you watch
talking.
his first episode, it's really interesting. It's so like just him sitting on a couch in his living room with a computer like this propped up, and they're just talking like that.
To a webcam.
Dang.
No microphones, none of that. It's just the camera on the computer and them just talking, and that was their podcast.
They're just talking into the computer.
So there's another guy that I'm a fan of by the name of Tim Pool, and he's more of a political commentator. He's not a political activist. He's more of like a news guy more than a political guy. But of course, doing the news now, it's mainly going to be political. But one of the things that I got from him, because he started the same way, he was an independent journalist. He was there during the Occupy protests and movement, and he was documenting all that. He got really famous because of that. But when he started doing his own podcast or show or channel, you know, of course it was small, but one of the things that he says is you have to keep doing it. Don't stop. So every day he does 3 or 4, he does like 5 or 6 videos a day.
Dang.
Then they go up, and he's constantly doing that every day. I think in the last few years, he's only missed 1 day. So you put that in perspective. So he says this is how you succeed, but it's not a guarantee to success. But if you are going to succeed, this is how you
got to put in the work.
Yeah, and see, that just comes with like a level of discipline. Like, once you have that discipline, like, all right, fuck it, dude, I just got to do it. You know, it's like we show up to work every day. Nobody fucking wants to go to work. Like, what the fuck? Like, nobody wakes up like, fuck yeah, I'm going to work today.
Especially our work, or like, fuck.
But it's like, but you're disciplined enough to the point that you're like, well, fuck, I got to pay my bills. I got to go to work.
Yeah, it's more out of necessity than passion.
So if you get your mind set in that, like, all right, I just got to do this. I just got to do it. I got to set aside time for that. And you just routinely, you're going through it. You're being consistent. Yeah, the content, some of the shit you put out is fucking boring. Like, I have videos that have just fucking tanked. They've gotten 2 views. I'm like, well, fuck, nobody liked that fucking video. Like,
now I'm curious. I'm going to look at our views.
Look at our views.
So, it just comes with the game, But the more consistent you are, the more content you put out there. So it's like you'll catch like some of these YouTubers or some of these podcasters. They have less than 100 episodes or 100 videos, and they've been able to make it. Now you look at some of these guys like that really got me into YouTube, like Slipgator, Zul'jin. They're like real like. I mean, Slipgator, he's gone over.
I'm digging these names,
right?
Though. But that's what I call my schlong.
Slipgator. he got over 1 million subs like a few years ago, but this dude was making Minecraft videos for 10 years before he even had a following, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it just comes down to the discipline. He was just like, hey, I kind of just want to put videos out there.
Yeah, well, that's where I think I am personally. I don't know how Rev feels about it all, but I like doing this right here. The camaraderie, meeting people, recording. I love sound. Rudy loves, Rev loves doing the graphics and doing all that. But okay, so what we need to do is start making our thumbnails more controversial than they have been lately.
Just make them clickbaity, man.
Clickbaity?
Hell yeah. We'll put Poonami, or what's his name again? What's his name?
PewDiePie?
Oh, yeah, PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. No, yeah, but and I think that's the thing, is that you got to be constant about it. And I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I see this as a passion. I see this as I would love to turn this into a
career, man.
actual source of revenue. But at this point, it feels more like a hobby.
Well, right now, honestly, it feels like a leaky boat because we've been putting money into this, and we haven't been seeing much return, which is fine. But it's, I was talking with my cousin Silent one time. With Playboy Productions, we have a recording studio and everything. And I go, man, cuz, this ain't really generating anything. It's like you're putting money into a leaky boat, But he goes, you know what, cuz, check this out. One day, if it doesn't work for you, at least you have the equipment and the know-how to maybe your kids or your niece or your nephew or somebody's going to utilize it, and maybe they'll make it big. You know what I'm saying? But, Flox, how Silent always be thinking that way. And I'm like, cuz, I didn't even think that way. Shit, I never even saw it like that. He goes, you might be inadvertently hooking all this up for future generations that you don't even perceive yet.
Yeah, there you go.
What's in these?
You were talking about him having a stroke earlier.
I know. It's all the pesticides. It's all that Findona.
But when you're talking about dumping money into this, that's where I kind of brought up Mr. Beast earlier. That dude didn't take a paycheck forever. And even now, he dumps all of the advertisement money into the channel. Shit. Like he was talking about he lived in a duplex till 2 years ago.
Fuck.
This dude's making millions.
Yeah, and
it all goes into production. Like he sets, of course he sets himself aside, a paycheck that he can live off of. But he's not like, the Paul family where, they're fucking spending $3 million every fucking episode just to flash a car.
Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about, because I'm not too familiar with what Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Where did they come from?
They came from Vine.
That's what I thought.
So Logan Paul came from Vine. Okay. Jake Paul came off of Logan Paul. He just kind of piggybacked, and then
which is the one that fights?
They both do, but Jake is the one that's a little more prominent. He's got more. He bought some fucking company that live streams the boxing. I forget what the name of it is.
So he's making bank everywhere then, all around.
Yeah, but my thing is, I was like, with them, was this, did they have the money aside before this, or did they?
I mean, I don't know. They seemed like they were a well-off family. I wouldn't say they were a rich family by any means.
Well, see,
they seemed like they were living comfortably.
That gives more credence to our show, I think, because you guys want to support some people that came from literally nothing to we still don't got, we surviving, but
we came from the bottom and we're still here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Still at the bottom.
We came from the bottom, we never seen the top. So we're like, I just want to reach over the curb a little bit and be like, I want steak and eggs for breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I ain't even asking for much. I just want a white picket fence, a dog named, Spot, and, you know what? I can't wait to the day where I have just enough money in the bank where I could go to the store and not have to worry about how much this shit's going to cost me when I go to pay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just enough to say, babe, just get you a little something. We'll get this. I got you. Don't even trip. Let me check the bank real quick. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you know what I'm saying? That's all I want. And I'm happy. I don't need to be a millionaire or a billionaire or anything. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't like it, but I'm just saying I don't need it because I know how to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Anybody's ass know how to read? No, like literally, my ass knows how to read. That's how poor we're not poor, but there's times where we had hard times where you have to get the newspaper and go like this. We had a running joke in our family like, yo, if you ain't from the hood, if your ass don't know how to read. And you know what I'm saying? And people are like, what are you talking about? Like, I've used newspaper for toilet paper. I'd love it. And you know what? I go back to them days. And sometimes back in them days, I was happier than I am now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
simple times.
On our YouTube channel, our most views is a video with Attilio that's like 5.
Which one is it? When we say he's a love child?
No, he's a man now.
Oh, when he's in the military?
Yeah, he's in the military. So that one has 206 views.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say 250 million or some shit. I was like,
Obviously, like on Facebook, you guys are popping off pretty well.
Yeah, on Facebook, we have 349, 301, but those are all of our short videos.
The shorts?
Yeah, the shorts.
So that's like the Facebook promoting. That's how I grew my YouTube channel in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. I have a bunch of Indian people that are on my channel. They don't really speak English because I went on Facebook. I was just like promote everywhere.
Okay, wait a minute. So that's really interesting you say that because I have multiple Facebook pages. I do multiple different things. I had I was in a part of this car enthusiast thing, so I had a couple old Volkswagens at one point. So I started posting pictures of them, and I created a page for it. And all of a sudden, I start getting likes from all these names that are not American names, and I'm like, and it happens every day. So it's like that page has probably almost 1,000 or more followers, but none of them are in the States. Why does that happen?
No, you know what's crazy? Let me see if I could.
Facebook's thing, man.
Let me see if I could find.
But you got to think though, like a lot of. There's a lot of bots also in in
no, but
that
you were saying
realm.
I can't find it right here right now. But you were saying about Indian people. Okay, the TAP we're on Spreaker, so that puts us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all that stuff, right? We had got an invite from India to put our content on an Indian from India's app, podcasting app.
Huh.
And I forgot the name of it. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, so we're literally on their version of like a Spotify or whatever, but it's only in India. So we must have had one listener like, birthday. So,
Thank you for listening.
yeah, and I was like, yo, I appreciate you, my brother, because now we in India.
Thank you, come on.
So it's this app that's apparently just for India, because it's not like it doesn't really get steam outside of India, but it's still on the Play Market. And they said, hey, you guys want to get on here? They're requesting that you guys join their thing. I was like, hell yeah, I'm like a cheap $2 whore. I'm like, hell yeah. And so I'm like, cool. So we're in India, and it's funny you said that because that just took me back with it. But just think about all the places where you can access us on. For one, you can call 209-214-9472.
We actually didn't do that yet, so there it is. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio,
Amazon Podcast,
Parkcard.
He's still having a stroke.
I have another
one. And then our merch is gonna start coming out here pretty quick, like this fly ass T-shirt. Look, you can scan this with your Spotify scanner. Damn. You can scan it. You can find all our stuff. So, we try to do big things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to fake it till we make it.
So, really quick, I want to go over because we talked about Facebook. We talked about YouTube and some of the ways that those things work. But now I want to talk about something else because every I guess few years we get a fad. We had Vine. Instagram was really big at one point, kind of falling off. But now there's TikTok. I have resisted the urge to join TikTok. But that stance might have to change.
Yeah,
well, a lot of people found fame on TikTok. I mean, it came. So it had been out before, fucking lockdown and all the fucking drama of the world. But really, during quarantine, a lot of people that, they were home, they weren't getting paid, they got laid off because of the quarantine. They went on TikTok, bro. They were like, hey, you know what? I want to become a woodworker. Let's fucking just throw out videos on TikTok. And there's people on there. They started as like shitty woodworkers, and now they have a full-blown business on top of TikTok. So they're making they're making money. What little money
Red,
TikTok
put our shit on TikTok, bro. What are you doing?
They're making money off of TikTok's I forget what creator fund or whatever they call it.
Oh, they have something like that?
Yeah.
So we better catch that early
actually,
before
my
they
buddy,
change all that.
actually, my buddy I used to work with, he's on TikTok and he does his band stuff on there. And, maybe he wants to be on our show because he's also, you know what a horologist is?
A horologist?
A horologist.
Wow.
Someone that works on watches and clocks.
Oh, I was thinking something else.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, I'm not going at all. Got all excited.
Clocks out pulling out dollars and shit. I was shit. But yeah, so he was like, yo, he wants to check it out. So I'm like, yo, get on our show and talk about watches. He finds watches, Rolexes, and all these other watches that are so damaged that people are pretty much throwing them away. So he'll get them, order all the parts, and fix them.
Yeah.
And then now you got a badass blinging watch, yo. I'm like, yo.
Okay, so yeah, and I know somebody else that actually is really, really active on TikTok, and I actually was a former coworker of mine too. So I think we should just
I've been
do
on that
that.
website.
I think we should just do that. Like we should have these guys on, and then maybe we just need to open a. Well, I will succumb to the pressure. We should have a TikTok, and in fact, after this show tonight, I will do that. So maybe we can increase our influence and affluence a little bit further. But anyways, I know there was so much more that we wanted to talk about, but more along the lines of exactly what is your YouTube channel about?
Porn.
Porn. Yeah, right.
I review porn.
No, I went the easy route fucking back in 6 years ago. I just started a gaming channel. Me and a bunch of buddies just after work bullshit around. And I was like, fuck it, why don't we just record, bro? Like,
yeah, nice.
Well, that was the whole premise of our show. Was like we sit and talk. Like, why aren't we recording this?
Right, and that's what it started out. It's just me and a bunch of friends playing fucking bullshit games online, and then my buddy was like, well, fuck, one of us needs to make it, and I was like, oh, fuck it, why not me?
Hell yeah.
And so that's kind of the premise. It's a gaming channel, but like I've never really strayed away from the gaming. I've done a handful of reviews, but it's more of a way for me to just kind of mellow out during my week. I just jump on a game, just play a game, and just hit record. Like I'm not the best camera, person in front of a camera, but I'm just me. I don't put on a personality.
Right.
So if you want to look it up, it's Z1 EGE V0 LK Ziegevolk, which is German for goat people.
Oh, Rev loves German cars.
Is it this? No, it's not this one.
No, keep going.
It's a guy with the shirt off, I think.
I got the grin.
Hey, it's Nick wearing a lederhosen. Like, what the fuck? He's like, it's Oktoberfest. Like, no, it ain't.
Z1 EGE Volk.
0. So not the O. 0.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
Don't subscribe unless you subscribe to us first.
So if you want to do one of my most recent, it's the Agony. Was Agony really that bad? Second one.
I thought you were gonna say, is the ag department really that bad?
Whoa! Whoa!
So this was it was a review on a game that was based.
I'm going to put this on the lower.
Why? What
this video may be inappropriate for some users.
So all it is,
and I'm an adult.
Nice.
So it was a review on a game that was based in hell. It was like a game studio's version.
You want
of
to
hell.
play a horror game based?
There you go.
Oh, I like your audio. Wow. Hold on, wait a minute.
I have a Audio Technica 2020. I have a pretty nice setup. So.
Oh, wow.
You're speaking into an Audio Technica right now.
Oh, yeah.
I love Audio Technica.
You want to play a horror game based in hell?
I'm going to mute the mics.
Well, boy, oh boy, do I have just the... Oh, wait. This game was hell to play through? Not in the good sense either. Now, there have been many games depicting a variation of hell in very neat ways. Doom being one of the more renowned games, but...
You sound like you could be on
we aren't here to
Ancient
talk
Aliens.
about Doom today. for today, we're talking about Agony.
Quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I muted you guys.
Oh no, you're fine. So if you want to pause it real quick, so the background on Agony, it was one of those crowdfunding projects.
Hey, can you do it in that voice? Can you talk in that voice?
All
Right.
right.
You want me to put on some more EQ on your? No, I shouldn't have messed with it. I messed up the last audio. I'll just leave it alone.
Fuck around with shit.
Uh-huh.
But it was a game that got a lot of steam. Like, you know, they had the ball rolling. It was one of the first like big crowdfunding video games to really kind of hit the scene. And they made all these fucking wild promises. And then the people running the studio were fucking clueless. They had the game put together, and then they're like, well, how the fuck do we market it? And so the whole point of them crowdfunding it was so they can do it all themselves. Well, they didn't know how to market it, how to sell it out. So they went to, I forget what studio it is that they went through to market it. And they were like, dude, this game is like, it's heavy. I mean, the walls were like eyes and like moving mouths. Like you're in hell. Like, you know, the walls were gore. And then I mean, there's scenes where like they were decapitating babies. They were squishing. They were eating. It was bad. Like,
Sounds like a Saturday night. Sounds like a Saturday night to me.
So you know, they went through this company and they were like, okay, well, you know, we'll market the game, but you got to tone this game way down. So, which I kind of touch on it in there. Like, you know, you could play that clip right now.
Hold on, I'm going to play this right.
The hype built up around this game's pre-release was amazing. But unfortunately, as we've seen time and time again, not all games are what they're hyped up to be.
The hell is that?
Looking at you, Battlefield.
Yeah, looking at you, Battlefield.
Well, okay, so I like this is wow, look at
See, titties. That's why I got it.
I want to see titties.
If you go a little further in, there's even more titties. But
Did they show Snatch? I want to see Snatch.
He's like, I was like, my computer's gonna vanish right now.
Well, so like you guys know a little bit about religion, so you know what the apple in the Bible represented, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fruit. It was a woman's fucking vagina.
Uh-huh.
So the save point in this game was apples with a fucking vagina on it.
Nice.
So I mean, this game was just hella vulgar.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, too bad they didn't have apples on that side of the world. At
Well,
that time.
you know, there
were figs.
There was plumbers don't wear ties, so there's that. So you know, or what was the other one? The one where what was the other porno game that came out with? It was something about the Night Watch or something like that, or. Yeah, that's a whole other topic we can get into because obviously,
bro, porn games are so big right now too.
Are they really? Oh my goodness! Well,
like VR ones, like
VR, bro.
he's like,
hey, we come down. We come down. Rev's playing a VR game. He's like, we're like, what the fuck you doing, bro? He's like, I'm drinking a beer in the game. I'm drinking a beer in the game. Fuck.
But. So okay, so speaking of VR, fucking the Oculus, the wireless one that they have, I have two sets of VR. I have the old school one that, you know, it's got the fucking cable, you trip over your shit all the time, you're falling on the floor. But I also have one of the new ones, the Quest.
Nice.
They just updated mine to do hand tracking. You no longer need the fucking controllers.
Oh, how does that work?
It tracks your hand because, you know, it's just an IR camera on the thing, so that's how it has the spatial awareness. So now they have it to where it scans your hands. You literally hold your hands like this, it scans it, and then like.
Can you imagine watching porn with that thing?
But it was cool. It was like it tripped me out. This happened like 2 weekends ago. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Wow. So that's why you took Monday off.
We're really gonna have to have an explicit content warning on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because we're at 38 minutes already.
Okay, so anyway, so it seems like, you know, I've been wanting to talk. So really quick, we're not gonna end right now, so you can turn that down.
Well, you said because you're gonna run out of.
I know, but I know we got an hour. But really quick, I would just want to end on this before we actually close this because there's a couple of topics that I've been wanting to do a show on. I don't like doing shows by myself. I've been trying. I actually have another podcast that I had started that I haven't done much.
You're on the TAP right now.
Yeah, I'm on the TAP, so I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna mention it, but
mention it. I'm just kidding.
No,
Mention it.
But it's hard to
mention it. What's his name?
it's hard to come down and like do the show by myself. It's like I
get
like
you.
bouncing things off of people. Doing stuff like this is different. This is more like a review because you could actually sit and review, but actually sitting here and talking.
Hey, stop stealing my friend.
Look at it.
How about jealous?
I'm my friend.
I'm calling our manager. I don't like it.
No, but like sitting here and looking at a camera and talking to a camera seems really odd.
I like it. I vlog all the time.
Well, I know you do it, but I don't.
What do you think about vlogs?
But anyways, so there's
He's all running butt naked and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this, Jose?
They're like, the microphone don't go there. How do we hear your heartbeat right now? I'm like, oh, it's a shotgun mic. I'm like, you want to know what intestines sound like? This is what my colon sounds like when it's digesting lunch.
Fuck.
wow.
My bad. I forgot to hit the button. A little too late.
Wow. So anyway, I know I was trying to make a point. And the point I was trying to make was
I'm just doing it for the clicks, bro. I'm just doing it for the clicks.
I'm just gonna put your face in a
Yeah, like this. Could you screenshot that? Make me look like Joe Biden?
But anyways, what I was gonna say was that, you know, besides doing a show by myself, but like bouncing things off of it, there are a lot of things that me and B have a lot in common, but yet there's so much that we don't. Like there's certain interests that I have that he has no freaking clue
like
about.
Bunny Pong or whatever his name is. PewDiePie.
But not just that, but like other podcasters, YouTubers, that gaming stuff, professional wrestling stuff. We're going to do a show in a couple weeks, or next weekend actually, on professional wrestling and paranormal, which is going to be a really interesting show because there's a lot. Like even like, so for instance, the paranormal thing, there's a whole wealth of information, vocabulary, ideas that goes along with that. In gaming, there's the same thing, terminology, world, like everything is different. And then especially in professional wrestling, it's the same thing too. It's just like, and then we're just so you know, we're going to play a game with our next guest that we're going to have about the...
I got to bring quarters.
But anyway, so all to say that we want to invite you back on to talk about this gaming stuff because there's so much in the gaming world that I know of, but it'd be fun to kind of like bounce that off between both of you guys. To kind of like, okay, let's talk about this.
It'd be more of a learning experience.
Well, yeah, because and not just that though. Like it's really interesting because you have all like E3. I don't think E3 is not a thing anymore, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't last year.
Yeah,
but
because of
they
COVID.
should be bringing it back. But.
So like all the stuff when it comes to technology, gaming, it's really fascinating and interesting and a good topic of contention to talk about. Like I follow like a lot of video game reviewers. You know, most notably, of course, is AVGN. You know, which is one of the pioneer YouTubers on the platform. You're looking at me like you don't know who that is.
I thought you were talking about Pootie Pong or whatever his name is.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to look it up. AVGN. But anyways, so we want to just... I mean, I know there was so much other things that we wanted to talk about, but we just didn't get to.
Yeah.
So we definitely got to talk to you again. So anyways, so we want to just thank... Did I say thank? We want to thank our guest... Nick, and also my co-host Play B
In the
building, and this has been the TAP. I'm your boy Sir Rev, the servant, and you have been tagged.